See what nonsense is in store for today.
I know the president once said that he was going to end fossil fuel. Is that now off the table?
No, we are going to continue to move forward with our clean energy proposal, our climate change proposal.
Is that the priority? Climate change over gas prices?
No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying I'm answering the question.
Whoa! Is his priority lowering gas prices, or is it addressing climate change?
First of all, you can do both at the same time. What we're trying to deal with right now is how do we lower cost for American families. And one of the things that we are seeing currently right now with oil refineries is they are using this moment that there is a war in Ukraine to actually make a profit. When there are steps that they can take so that we can actually lower gas prices for families. And so the president has taken action, right? We talked about the strategic petroleum that he's done, tapping into
barrels. How much has that lowered prices?
Here's the thing, Peter. If the president had not taken the actions that he's taken in the past several months, the prices that we see now would be a lot worse. It's actually blunted some of the increase that could have been. And so the president has taken action. He has been a leader. Now he's asking Congress clearly to act in certain ways, and also asking for the oil refineries to do their part and not make money off of a time of war. That's what we're talking about here. Go ahead, Peter.
What the hell is that?
So let me ask you about the oil companies, if I can, really quickly.
For sure.
We saw the letter that he wrote to them. They called for them to be in touch with the Energy Secretary to convene an emergency meeting on that topic. Can you have any update on when that meeting will take place?
So we're finalizing details, and we'll be sure to pass that along as soon as we can. The president noted in his letter what he wants to do, and what he wants to make sure is that we create a forum so that the oil companies are able to put forth ideas. But he's willing to do everything he can from using reasonable tools to get things done.
I want them to put forward ideas, but beyond that, I think, he wrote a letter and he said, hey, I'm calling on you to do this. You said, they need to be patriotic. In real terms, what power does the president have here? How can he compel these companies beyond, in effect, begging them, asking them to do anything?
Well, that's one of the things that we want to do is have this meeting and hear from them and hear what the ideas that they come forth with, and maybe there's a way that we can help them meet that capacity. So he does want to create an environment, which is what the Energy Department is going to do.
Oh, really?
Hopefully in the next couple of days, to sit down with the oil companies and try to figure out how do we do this in a way that both sides can agree on.
Thank you.
Okay.
Two quick ones for you, or two subjects for you, Karine. Thank you. Is there any change in the White House's involvement in this ongoing attempt to get back the 2 missing Americans in Ukraine, or any coordination with the Ukrainian government trying to do so? And has the president either been in touch with or sought to speak with their families?
So we can't confirm these reports. We don't know where their whereabouts are. We are working very hard to learn more about these Americans who are now missing. Our hearts go out to their families.
Why?
During this difficult time that they're going through. It's worth repeating, and we have said this many times, that it is not the time to go to it's not the time for Americans to go to Ukraine during this time of war. The State Department has put out numerous travel advisories warning Americans not to travel there, and urging Americans to leave immediately if you are.
Oh my God!
You mentioned the president's the former chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee. He was involved in the confirmation of Clarence Thomas. There are reports this morning about his wife and her interactions with John Eastman, the attorney who was pushing the idea that Vice President Pence could do something to block the certification. And now the January 6th committee says they are planning to talk to her. Does the president have any concern about Justice Thomas continuing to serve on the court, or would he perhaps suggest that he should recuse himself from any cases that come before it regarding January 6th?
Nice.
So that is something that the court has to decide. That is not for us to comment on. I can say this, we have full confidence in the select committee, January 6th select committee, and it is for them to decide how they're going to move forward on their particular process that they're going through.
Does he plan to watch the hearings today or in the coming
Well,
days?
I think he had said this before, and I've said this a couple days ago. He's probably going to catch it here and there. He has a busy schedule. I'm sure folks around him, his senior staff, will update him as needed.
There are reports the White House is weighing a series of executive actions if Roe is overturned, things like a national health emergency or fighting state efforts to criminalize travel for abortion. Can you confirm these things are under consideration? Are there other actions you're looking at?
So the administration continues to explore every possible option.
Oh my God.
In response to the anticipated Supreme Court decision in Dobbs, which would take away women's rights guaranteed for nearly 50 years under Roe v. Wade to make their own choices about their reproductive health. If the Supreme Court overturns Roe, we will need Congress to take action to restore Roe. I don't have anything else to share on that.
And the president's meeting yesterday with Schumer and Pelosi, did that yield any new plans on how to fight inflation? And why wasn't this meeting on the president's public schedule ahead of time?
It was a private meeting that the president had. We don't advise all the meetings, just like his conversations that he has with members of Congress. I'm not going to go into detail what was discussed, but he has regular conversations with members of Congress. Okay.
On housing, Karine,
Yeah.
Given the rising interest rates for mortgages, can you say if the White House is concerned about housing affordability or a slowdown in the housing market? As you know, rates for the 30-year mortgage averaged nearly 6% this week, and that jump by more than half a percentage point was the largest one-week increase since 1987.
Yeah, boy.
So we know that housing affordability is a central challenge for families. The president understands that, and this is why he's put forward the Housing Supply Action Plan, which includes steps to help boost housing supply and ease the burden of housing cost on families over time. So now with the federal actions constitute monetary policy, as we know, which is different. Monetary policy actions help bring inflation down. As mortgage rates increase, demand in the housing market should cool. This is part of our transition to stable and steady growth with lower inflation. That is the kind of economy that delivers for working families. But again, we have that's why the president put forth the Housing Action Plan as well, to help families as much best as he could.
What a bunch of fucking bullshit.